Welcome everybody. A special Wild Wednesday on Tuesday. Wild Wednesday on Tuesday. Veterans Edition. All right, Veterans Edition. Okay, we got something for you. Hope this is fun. Hope this is memorable. We want to do something a little bit different, just out of our veterans. And let's get it started. Jaylene worked hard on these slides. You know the words. Go ahead.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. To support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey of the President of the United States. And the orders of those officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The timing of this holiday is quite deliberate in terms of historical fact. But somehow it always seems quite fitting to me that this day comes deep in autumn, when the colors are muted and the days seem to invite contemplation. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise, but most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. And all we can do is remember. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. In memory of those who gave the last full measure of devotion, may our efforts to achieve lasting peace gain strength. Let us make a vow to our dead. Let us show them by our actions that we understand what they died for. Strengthened by their courage, heartened by their value, and borne by their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
Next side, we're gonna unpack a lot today, so here we go. All right, got birthdays, got a couple birthdays. Eileen had a birthday, Karen got a birthday, and Brenda, born on the same day. Happy birthday. Twins. Dates. We still got the challenge going on. I see a couple people got a couple reviews on there. Let's keep it going. Let's try and see if we can get about 55 reviews. The installation, let's talk about that for a second. So what I want to do, I like to go ahead and get some tables. Depending on people, how many are interested in going, the way I'll do it, I'll buy the tables. You tell me you want to go, right? If you want to go, then I'm going to start counting how many people want to go. Then let's say we have 20 people want to go, then I'll get 2 tables because the tables are by 10, right? But if we only have 15, we'll do it that way as well. We'll send a check to Gephardt and then you guys just pay me back, but we'll all have a seat together. Typically what we've done on the installations, we've got our dance on a little bit afterwards, but it's open to everybody. It doesn't have to be just association people. So if you have family, friend that wanted to go, it's totally open. You just got to pay for the ticket, okay? And then you guys just pay that ticket back to me. If you're interested, I need to know by Thursday, all right? Thursday by noon, so we can go ahead and get this thing paid for. All right, sounds good? 21st, November 21st. The fire seminar was canceled for this quarter. However, Gabriel was going to step up. He's going to do it in first quarter 2026. He's going to try and make it spectacular. That's what he told me. Spectacular. Let's try and get so many people in there. We got a few months. He's going to get the dates out. Let's try and pack it in for first quarter 2026. If we get so many people and we got to move it someplace else, we'll move it someplace else. It's fine. All right. I hope that is the case. Let's talk about December 10th. December 10th. Wild Wednesday will be at Gephardt. We're going to start moving it up there, at least for the first quarter of 2026. If you look on the Gephardt calendar, we're already scheduled. You'll see the second Wednesday of every month that we're in there, and we're going to get a room up there so we can start fitting everybody in here. All right. What's coming down the pipe? The room next door, right? Not this room, but the one next door to it, where the table's in there. Those walls around it, they're coming down. All right. We're going to open that up. All right. And then we'll probably get some different tables and stuff like that. But that's probably the project for first quarter 2026. Once we get that all adjusted, then we'll probably come back over here. That'll open up and have a little bit more open space. So that's basically the plan. Okay. Christmas party, December 12th. All right. Now, this Christmas party, just because Gus danced at Friendsgiving does not exempt him from dancing at the Christmas party. All right. That's what he thinks. Christmas party, we got it locked in. We at the Garrison downtown. We got some good stuff going to be happening that night. We're going to have prize gifts, cash, some food and drink, just to end the year, probably our last little bit that we have for the year, right? December 12th, the tickets are for sale. I think they are still $10 right now until the first week of December. No, we made the cutoff this November 31st for the $10 price. After November 31st, it goes up to $15. Get your tickets. All right, get your tickets. It's open. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. All right, we're gonna have a shindig. All right, definitely December 12th. Okay, the Garrison. Yes, the Garrison. I sent out an invite and some information about how to buy tickets. All right, I will send it out again. I know y'all got to see it about 15 times before it registers. On number 13, you're like, number 14, you're like, oh, I think I might go to that. You're like, oh, I'm gonna buy it. Okay, I got it. So you trust me, go see it a couple more times, all right? 15 times.
Say, Ben, have you sent out the tickets?
Yeah. Or then I get somebody like, hey, when did this happen? I'm like, okay, it already happened. Our last event, I should say that's not going to be last event, but our last event, black tie. It will be black tie. All right, gold and black is the colors. All right. We got a DJ. We got all types of stuff lined up. We got photographer lined up. We got video lined up. We got a whole bunch of stuff lined up. The dads and myself are trying to put on the party. Okay. Raise the roof. That's what we're trying to do. So be there. The last event will be Build Your Playbook training from the 15th to the 19th. I'm going to put out a schedule. It will be various instructors. Some of it will be me. Some of it will be the dads. We're going to even bring out some outside people from outside the company, come and teach a couple of different classes as well to get a different perspective, different view. Right. So you can see something else from just us. Right. So the 15th through the 19th, it will be 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. We're going to unpack a lot. Right. Please, if you can only make it one day, I just need to know that you make it that one day. If you make it the whole week, that's great. Once I put the schedule out, please let me know what you're going to attend. We're not charging, we're not doing anything like that. We're just trying to level up at the end of the year so you can go into the next year with some knowledge. Okay, that's all we're trying to do. Award ceremony, we are locked in for February 20th for the awards for 2025, February 20th. It will be in the evening. All right, and it looks like we're going to the Radisson. I got the best deal with the Radisson. That's where we're going. So the Radisson Hotel. If I missed anything, this is your time to speak or forever hold your peace. Nope. Okay, next slide. New active listings since the 16th of October. I think we had only 6 or 7, but let's go ahead and look at it. Click on that link. All right, and if it's your listing, or if you can see it, because I can't see it, help us out. What's the first one up there, Kelly?
Lake Erie Drive, 1648.
Who's got Lake Erie Drive? Okay, talk to us.
So this home used to be a rental property. The owner decided that she wanted to switch from rental to selling. So it's over 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths. You got 1 room that's downstairs. There's been some upgrades to the home, but overall, it's a pretty big, spacious house with a good lot. So if you guys know anybody, please send them our way.
Yeah, we got to change that. Keep in mind, if you put a landlord in property management, you know, at the end of that tenure, we're trying to give that landlord back to you to sell. So if you got people that say, hey, I don't want to sell right now, I want to rent, give it up property management. It's basically got a listing on layaway. Okay, listing on layaway. All right. When they want to, they sell, they come back to you. Okay. Is that how you say it?
Like the river.
Okay, who's got that one? Is she? That's her first listing. Give her a hand. So it's in 79907.
1,205 square feet. 3 bed, 2 bath.
Okay, 175. All right. Next one we got Pacheco.
2105 Pacheco Drive, that's 79935 right there by Eastwood High School. They won in the market. Within a few hours, I got a contract. And then I had 5 offers over the weekend. Hilda hosted a open house and she literally had people waiting outside. And I think she got 2 leads out of it. So it was a great listing.
Okay.
So this is Flor Frisha in Socorro, 11677 Flor Frisha Drive, 220. This one is also under contract. I got a contract within, I think, 10 days. So a week, I got 2 offers.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right, Carla. All right, we see you. We see you, Carla. We see
Weaving
you.
around the neighborhood.
Making noise.
Okay, who's this one right here?
Rob.
Where's Rob? Rob Brown. Are you out there in virtual land?
Oh, I forgot we were doing the Veterans Day.
Cartagena Circle, 1,800 square feet.
Okay. 79932, out there where I live at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got another one. Who's this?
You.
Oh, Broken Bow?
Yeah.
Okay, it's under contract. So a little story behind this one. We priced it under market value. The goal was to try and get about 220, which was probably gonna be the market value. We got the 220, right? So remember that, right? Go a little bit under, probably draw some people to it. Across the street.
It sat for 6 months. They listed at 235. House was probably in worse condition. 6 months later, they ended up selling at 205. So times have changed.
Pricing, when your seller's telling you, hey, can we try it here? You might be smarter, say, hey, seller, it'd be smarter to try it here and get this, maybe a surge. It does work sometimes. When you start to have that conversation, the reason I mentioned this to you, you should talk about these scenarios. This should be the scenario you come back into and say, okay, hey, let me tell you, but you can make it your own story. Hey, we had a situation in a brokerage and you just tell the story, and it might be smarter to go a little bit here. Then use these stories as examples. I think you got another one with yours, right? You want to talk about that one?
And Weavers too, or you guys got a grass. So you guys have 3 like live samples that you guys can be using in your brokerage. So
Correct.
if we list here, we can get you above asking.
Right. So keep that in mind, especially when you do that.
Just really quick on that one, and the contract initially was gonna be up to 25. The week before going in the market, it was gonna be a big competition, so I talked to the seller and he understood it. he allowed me to list it for 220, but yeah, I got the contract still.
So you got to use those stories when you go out and listing presentations, talk to sellers. You got to use those. Story sell, story sell. All right, I think that's it. Okay, going back to slides, let's go to the next one. All right. Pipeline since last meeting, got several. So, no, got a little bit, not several. So we got 5 deals in pipeline since last meeting. Got David, Gabriel, Jay, Carla, and Matthew. Congratulations. All right. Welcome back. New agent. All right. So let me talk about the deals in pipeline because people come back to us like, okay, I didn't see my deal up here. It's because we only see it in the pipeline if you went and changed it and jointly to execute it. And sometimes y'all not doing that, right? And speaking of that, and jointly, when you turn to execute it, the next thing you go out to execute it, you should go to the contract terms. All right. We're trying to get all the agents to fill out their contract terms. All right. I turn to execute it. Cool. Next, I click on contract terms. I fill out the contract terms in that whole spot. That's going to help the TCs do what they need to do quicker and faster. Thank you. Pending contracts since last meeting. Mr. J. Jackson, congratulations. David, Gabriel, Matthew, and the same list, Carla Weaver. Congratulations. All right, give him a hand. All right, Mr. Edwards. Okay, close since last meeting. Who got it done? All these beautiful faces up here got it done since last meeting. Let's give them a hand. All right. And I believe we have a first timer on there. Hey, how y'all doing? It's push-up time. We've been waiting for you. So, Miss Diana, her very first closing. Let's give her a hand. Congratulations. Keep it up. Next slide. Closed in October, all of October. Insane. Elizabeth had 2. Jose had 2, and Jose actually hit the $100,000 mark. We're going to talk about that in a second. Mandy had 2. Alex had 1. Amanda had 1. Anna had 1. Brandon, Diana, Edna, Francisco. Francisco had his very first closing. Give him a hand. Gabby had her closing. Gustavo, Carla, Kenya, and Luis. Congratulations to everybody there. Keep it up. Okay, what else we got? Top producers for October. I posted this, but I think you already know. Let's go. This is our top producers for October for GCI. Congratulations. The next one I think was in volume. Jose hit 100K, $100,000 in GCI. That's amazing. Jose, are you out there? He said he was going to join us in virtual land. He did not. When you see him, give him a hand. All right, give him a hand. All right. All right. After this, let's go next. All right. So today we are honoring Veterans Day. We're a veteran-owned and operated company. Tons of service up there, right? If you look at the years of service, you add it up, we're almost kicking almost 300 years of service. And I thought it was fitting to recognize that, a moment of gratitude for these guys. When you serve, there's a moment of being a part of something higher than you. People are dependent on you that most people never understand. If you haven't served, you just don't really get it sometimes, right? Most veterans serve and they may come back with some crazy stories. Some come back with no stories that they can't even talk about. Some come back with things they are proud of. But I think every veteran that stepped into a uniform and stepped out of it came back a better person, more resilient and stronger. That's just my belief. We have the opportunity to have all these veterans here. So I thought it'd be fitting to hear their stories, hear something special about them that we probably don't know about. And we're going to just take it over and let them do their thing. Who wants to go first? Actually, we do have somebody first. We have Kia.
Hi everyone, aloha from Hawaii. My name is Nakia Caldwell. I go by Kia like the car. I've been with Ben and the War Team for about 4 years now. I wish I was there with you guys in celebration, but I am traveling today. Ben, thank you for still including me in today's celebration. And when I thought about what I would talk about, maybe a piece of clothing or gear that we used to use, did you know that our stuff is already in military museums? It's been almost 30 years, but yeah, if you want more information on military gear, uniforms, visit your local military museum. Today, instead, I'm going to talk about something also meaningful to me, and that is this coin I received from a one-star general when I was a private back in 1997. I joined when the motto for the Army was be all that you can be. And back then, as a private young, I really believed that if I put in the time and the effort and the work, that I could be all that I could be. This coin shows that, more importantly, I had leaders who also believed that I could be all that I can be. And I wanted to also say that being here in Hawaii, trying to find a brokerage, you guys have something really great there with the war team and with Ben as a leader. If you put in the work, you put in the effort, you stay motivated, you have that leader who also believes in you. With Ben being your broker and giving you the time and his availability and his effort, it's just not something that I know that can be replicated here. I also received another coin from my husband, slightly bigger. The coins have gotten bigger over the years. He gave me his #1 coin, and yeah, my husband still serves. He's at 29 years, and he is my favorite soldier. And I hope I'm his favorite soldier, and I hope he thinks that I'm still motivated and excellence, and that's why he gave me this coin. I just want you guys to know to keep up the motivation and keep up your efforts, and you will be rewarded. Whenever anybody says to me, thank you for your service, my response is always, it was my honor to serve. It was my honor to serve. It will always be my honor to serve. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow comrades out there. I miss all of you guys. But yeah, past, present, and future, thank you for your service. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your support. Aloha again. Mahalo. Send me some referrals. Bye.
I'm Martez, and I joined the Army. I went to basic training in 1988 between my junior and senior year in high school. Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you. So I went to basic training in 1988 between my junior and senior year in high school as a member of the Mississippi Army National Guard. I thought I was going to join the Army National Guard and use the Montgomery GI Bill as a college fund so I can get through college. And I didn't plan on joining the active Army. All the way through high school, I'm thinking to myself, why join the military? I might as well do something stupid and go to jail, because I knew nothing about the Army. When I knew I needed money for college, my friend came to me and said, dude, talk to this National Guard recruiter. So I talked to him, and he told me I can have money for college. He told me these things about the Army that I didn't know. I came back, finished my senior year in high school, and I went to my job training. While I was at my job training at Fort Gordon, Georgia, I'm looking around, and I see my drill sergeants, I see the other cadre, all of these people, and it looked like they're living really good lives. They have nice cars. I'm young. I'm fascinated by the cars and the lifestyle that they're living. And I said to myself, if college doesn't work out, I'm going to join the active Army. I went to college. I didn't even finish a semester. I majored in partying. They invited me not to come back. I was on active duty at Fort Riley, Kansas, and I never looked back since then. I did 3 combat tours, a whole bunch of other deployments, and 23 years later, that was most of my adult life. And I'm passing the picture around of my basic training. Thank you so much.
All right. Daniel, you going next? There you go, sir. Make sure you stand in front of the camera.
Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Garcia. I joined the Army in '99. My quick story is that last minute, like probably a lot of us, I didn't want to join. Recruiter came knock on my door at 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to change of heart. I was like, no, I'm not gonna go. I was living with my mom, and so she heard the recruiter knocking, and she was like, hey, you already know who that is. Get up and answer the door. I was like, Mom, don't answer the door. I don't want to go. I'm done. I was like, I don't even know why I went over there. My mom being the way she is, she's like, nope, you told that man that you were going. You gave him your word. You told him you was going to do it. So she's like, guess what you're going to do? She got me up. She said, no, get up, answer that door. And so here I go. The night before, I was calling the recruiter and letting him know, trying to call him and tell him, don't come. So he did not answer. So again, he shows up. I answer the door. And he's, are you ready? And I was like, oh, man. Dude, I told you I was going to be here at 5. You're supposed to be ready. And I was like, all right, give me a few minutes. So I got dressed, got ready, and that started my journey. But I wanted to talk about, and I really wasn't going to come and do this, Ben, because you said to bring something that kind of meant a lot to you. And that's this patch. It's the 4th ID patch. The reason why this means a lot to me is because it is the organization that first went into Iraq after 9/11. Life in the beginning in Iraq was horrible and miserable. I was 22 years old and going into combat. We lived in tents with wall unit ACs that didn't last long because of the heat. We were rationed 3 bottles of water every day. And so if you ran out of water, that was it for you. Like you had to learn how to sip on your water for it to last you all day. Because next morning you had to stand up and you were issued another 3 bottles of water. Life was miserable. We didn't have anything good. We didn't have hot chow until about month 9. So that's when we finally had chow. We had a defect that came in. That was the cafeteria. The first day it opened up, it got mortared. And so it closed down. So it closed down and we went back to eating rations, which is eggs and powdered eggs and stuff like that. There was one instance where we would always get bombed every night. As soon as the sun came down, we would always get mortars into our area. And there's one specific day, they mortars us in, and what usually happens is they send one and they wait to see where it explodes. If they're off, they would walk it. So they would walk those mortars into their target. And so this one night we got hit, and it so happened that the majority of the mortars hit our compound where we were sleeping. The great thing about it is none of them exploded. None of them went off. And so one of those mortars actually went inside our first lance tent, and the few of them went in between our sleeping tents. And so if they would have went off, there would have been a lot of casualties. And so just because of what we had to endure, the stuff that I had to deal with and the stuff that I seen and had to overcome, and that's the reason why 4th ID patch means a lot to me. So thank you.
Hello, I'm Carmelo, and I want to talk about every one of these coins that I brought.
Hey, Carmelo, can you get in front of the camera?
Just want to talk about all of these achievements and the awards.
I gotta move the camera on.
I was talking to Martez about this last night, and I said, hey man, I'm bringing one of these coins. I couldn't decide which one, and we all got them. I looked and I said, this was my favorite. So what it says is expert instructor. Damn, hold on.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah. So this says expert instructor, and this was made by a class 68 kilo 00706. And I didn't want to become an instructor, right? I wanted to become a drill sergeant. I'm gonna sit because my back hurts. I applied. I wanted to become a drill sergeant. I was what I wanted to be. I put a hat on. I put a brim on in an army surplus store, and I looked in the mirror. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to be. And I did everything. Got applied, and they said, yeah, you got a class date. They messed up the class date somehow, but they said, since you already passed all the interviews and stuff, they said, why don't you become an instructor for your MOS? I said, cool, I'll go. Went down there to San Antonio, became and taught the kilo. I'm a medical lab technician. I taught for that for 3 years. I was getting like 36, 40 students every 2 months for 3 years. Recently, I was at the gym at Soto. I still try to be active. And a female came up to me and was like, Sergeant S? I said, yes. I was a little scared. I was like, I don't know. And I was like, yes. And she says, do you remember me? And I'm like, uh-oh. And I said, no. She said, you were my instructor like 20 years ago. She's here for the Sergeant Major course. Yeah. And she said, you were my favorite instructor. And I said, wow. And she said, I tried to do some of the things that you talked to us about. And I said, obviously you did something right. You're a Sergeant Major. I wasn't a Sergeant Major. I said, whatever you're doing, keep doing that. She says, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm a real estate agent. And she's just, oh. And then she goes, I'm looking for a house. No, she didn't. I wish. Oh, I wish. Sergeant Major's got. But anyway, I just wanted to share that.
It's probably ate up. It's been through a lot of movement.
Let me inspect.
I didn't go to the military for school, cars or nothing. I just wanted to get away from home. So I had went to, this man came, he was tall, he had a grill on, nice car and stuff. That's what I was trying to go to the Navy for, the Army, but the Army wasn't there. So he come, this tall man, I gotta walk like he walked. He was like, they on lunch, but we ain't, come on, come in here. So I come in there, I'm looking around, they talk about water, because I started in the Navy first. They talking about water. I was like, I don't know how to swim. So he was like, he showing me these videos, they showing you how to swim and stuff. He like, they gonna teach you how to swim, don't worry about it. I said, when can I leave? He was like, in 2 weeks. So I signed a contract, worst thing of my life, because I drowned for 67 days straight. So I'm trying to get kicked out. It's hard to get kicked out the military. It really is. Some people say it's easy, but I'm trying to get kicked out. And an Army person coming there, his battle buddies told him I was giving him hard times. He saved my life because I was about to go to jail because I was not about to stay with the water. I appreciate him. His name was Senior Chief Tyrone. I forgot the Army dude, but he saved my life. Senior Chief Tyrone told him that he related to me because he was from Chicago. I'm from Cleveland. He didn't want to see my life get messed up. And so they made me do 2 weeks of recruiting for them. I found out I was good at recruiting. And I came to the Army. I remember the days that nobody wrote me. I'm glad that I got out because I would have been stuck in the mindset. Everybody in Cleveland is stuck, and I felt like I was able to get out. I only did a short term. I did 3 years. I just wanted to get out because it's hard to get away. Everybody gets stuck, and the people that move from Cleveland end up coming back. I went to Korea first, and then I came to Fort Bliss, which I knew I wanted to get out, and that's really it.
And you still here.
And I'm saying, why you here? I don't hate El Paso. I just hated Fort Bliss, my people that I was under. So that's why I choose my mentors. And that's why I chose Ben, because I could tell his character. So that's why I'm at the war team. But this just was a remind me every time you don't have to be stuck in your situation. It's always a way out. So I keep this. I threw everything else away.
Pass the mic to Marcos. Thank you, Jay. Interesting stuff.
Hello, guys. Most of you know me. I'm Marcos.
Marcos is a new agent.
I'm a new agent. Started today just for this meeting. No, I joined the Navy in 03. I joined the Navy in 03. Honestly, I was about to graduate from high school. And I didn't have the good enough grades to go to college or get scholarships. And back then, you didn't get college in high school. That wasn't a thing. So I'm about to graduate. I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know what to do. I have no idea. So somebody calls the house phone. And they're like, hey, my mom's, hey, Marcos, it's for you. So I answer, and some guy, he's like, hey, do you want some money for school? Like, yeah, that'll be cool. He's okay. Meet me in the library. Meet me in the library at your school tomorrow. I'm like, okay. This guy all dressed up in the Johnny Cashes. Yeah. In the Johnny Cashes, and he's sitting there looking really squared away. And he just starts going off about the Navy. And at the end of his presentation, he asked me, what do I like doing? Blah, blah, blah. At the end of his presentation, are you ready to join the Navy? I thought about it maybe 5 seconds. And I'm like, yeah, let's join the Navy. So a couple months later, I go to boot camp. I didn't even know where the ones that wear the bell bottoms, the Dixie cups. I had 13 buttons right here. You go to the bathroom. I had no idea what this was. I ended up doing all my tour in one ship on the Winston Churchill. They were one of the first ships to, they were coming home from tour, we call it deployment, when 9/11 happened. And there were 2-3 days. I was just telling my dad the story last night. I joined a couple years later, but they were one of the first ships to get out there because they were 3 days away from pulling port, and then 9/11 happens. And they had to turn around, went up to New York, stayed out there for a week, and turned all the way back around and stayed out on the sea for another year. So they spend a year and a half out to sea, that ship. That ship goes to England a lot, so I got to see England a lot. That was cool. I was a really good sailor, but also a very rebellious sailor. So I got in trouble a lot. I got demoted twice, once in once in school after boot camp, and once when I was on the ship. I just taken my E5 test to go up to E5, and instead I went down to E3. My captain loved me though, so we're gonna figure this out, Cardenas, because supposedly they're supposed to kick you out, but they found a loophole to keep me in. So in a year and a half time frame, I went from E3 to E5 right before I got out. The Commodore even came on the ship. Some incident happened and I was on watch and we stopped the Bravo fire. He gave me his coin, presented by the Commodore of the fleet, or my squadron anyways. And one last cool thing about it is when I left the ship, normally when a captain leaves the ship every day, They always ring the bells when the captain comes and then when the captain leaves the ship, or an admiral or somebody like that. But they also reserve it for sailors that were really loved and really needed on the ship. So when their tour is done, they ring the bells. And when I was leaving, they rang the bells for me. And even the captain was there. It was a very special thing. It wasn't something an enlisted person normally gets. So that's what I was going to share with you guys.
Awesome. And we got Matthew next. After Matthew, we get Kelly. And we get George.
Hello. My name is Matthew. I remember 9/11 a lot. I was 5th grade when that happened, and I knew to some degree I wanted to serve at that point. So come high school, I had decent grades until high school, started messing around, and I was like, nah, it's fine. I'm going to join the military. I'll go to the Army. Dad was very much against that, so he made a deal. You apply for one college. If you get in, we'll try and figure that out. So I applied to one, Texas Tech, got in, was still saying, no, look, I don't even want to go to school. I'm going to waste this money. But I went to the visitation and met with the ROTC. They sold the story. You double dip, you get Montgomery GI Bill, you can go to college. I had a really great night sneaking away from my parents that visitation day. I said, college sounds pretty fun. I can do both. So I did National Guard and signed in 2009. I went to basic the following summer, 2010, and was a cadet. Got E4 coming out of basic, and then served as a cadet for 2 years to be an officer. 2 years in, I was majoring in partying. Got asked not to come back and dropped ROTC, dropped all that, went full time and started deployment. I was a combat engineer coming in, and then I transferred infantry. There was a unit down in Midland, and I was living in Lubbock. Deployment chased and went to work civilian side, lived the dual life for a while, but I got an 09, so things were tempering down for the National Guard. Obama came in, we were pulling back, we weren't doing as many tours. I got my first and only deployment in 2017. Went to Africa. Didn't know what to expect, but I wanted to deploy. I actually re-enlisted because I hadn't deployed. I did a full 6 years, signed another 6. I'm going to get my deployment. I was an E4, never got my 5. I missed height and weight, but I would outrun all of everybody. I ran like a 10, like 11, 10, 2 mile. Wow. And so they would never gig me on paper. So I could never promote. I was actually serving in a team leader role. So I had everything I wanted. I just didn't have the rank. And I was fine with that. Hindsight, not so smart, but I loved what I did. I was a team leader for 10 years and I really loved it. And so going overseas, I got to run an ECP, which is E5, E6 type role. I had a 6 over me, but he took day shifts. So I got to run the ECP. The best part about the military is it breaks your bubble, right? You get to go meet people from all different walks of life. And that's my favorite part of it. And so going overseas, Africa, we worked with Ugandans. So we ran an ECP in a little COB in Somalia. We were based out of Djibouti. We were down there for 6 months, building it up. We were in tents and improving it, building beds, all that kind of stuff. The Ugandans had to stay on the outside. We had different layers of security, right? So we had this internal where we were at, and we were doing defense sec for a little special group that was going out doing cool missions. Got to see them come in and out. But the Ugandans I made really good friends with. And I wanted to talk about Tarabantunga. He called himself Blackie G. He wanted to be American so bad. He was my best friend overseas. One of those relationships you could never plan for. And it reminds me of breaking that bubble. Like when you go overseas, you meet people that you don't know what to expect. They come from different cultures. You've seen things on the TV or on movies and all that kind of stuff. But every single person I've met from different places, they all want the same things. Happiness, their kids, everybody wants the same things. And the noise on the TV is just, it's gotten more grinding over the years for sure. That relationship really showed it. We had this one talk one day. We had these big plans. He was going to come to America and I was going to go over there. We were going to be business partners. And we were talking about how I would go there. He's, I can't buy land. Don't I have to be a local? He's no, I'm your guy. And he was talking about, we just got to pay the right people. And I was like, oh, okay, corruption. No, I got it. That totally makes sense. Like you just had to lay it out for me. And he's, it's corrupt, that's business. And I was like, it's corrupt, right? And so we were going back and forth. He said, what about you guys? Don't you guys? And so we started diving into it. And you have these talks when you're out there serving in long hours. And we started making comparisons. I was like, we are pretty corrupt, aren't we? Lobbying, all these types of things. It's just a different flavor. It's all the same things. We served every day for 6 months, got shot at, did all that good stuff. But it got real simple. The military was everything I thought it was going to be. And I loved every minute of it. The way we handled ourselves over there, I'm very proud of, because we got intel passed to us from the locals, because we had people that would be allowed on base. We would do security checks and let them come work because they're trying to hearts and minds type stuff. And they would report to us. We made friends with them to the point that they got attacked outside of our base. And that was hard. because it shut off real quick. It was like a wake-up call. They got in trouble for talking and being too friendly to the Americans. But I know we were doing a good job because the unit that came in after us, the handoff wasn't great. They didn't really respect what we were laying down. And they started treating these people like they were strangers and suspects. And we're like, no, we've been friends with these guys for 6 months. They've reported on the bad ones. They ended up getting hit not too long after taking over. And it's sad, but just reaffirm that lesson of treating people like people first. My friend Black, he ended up not making it. Years later, we kept in touch on Facebook. He rose in the ranks military in Uganda, but he's gone. So a little sad there, but I'll cherish that memory forever. I'm not super materialistic, but I did have a lot of cool stuff from Africa, from Djibouti. Long story short, one of my boxes with all my memorabilia got sent back, and the unit that came in who didn't really like us didn't send it back. So all I have is my final ticket from Djibouti. They got stamps. That's all I keep.
Going Kelly, then we're gonna go with the war team honoree.
All right.
George Bell. Honorable mention.
So I often tell people that one of the best things I did in my life was join the military. Probably the second best thing I ever did was leave the military. But it's the former that I think is more important.
You good, brother? Let it go. Let it rip.
This is my basic military training certificate. So leading up to that, I had lost an opportunity to continue playing college soccer. After breaking my shin, I was in a dead-end job. I was in a dead-end relationship. I was moving from place to place and living on a growing rotation of payday loans and title loans. Most recently, I had completely failed a semester of college, which left me with no other way to go to college. My girlfriend and I were walking through the little crappy mall that's there in Columbus, Mississippi. And there was an Air Force recruiter that just happened to be walking through. I made a decision to stop him and ask him about it. And that changed the trajectory of my life. On January 28th of 2003, my 25th birthday, I flew into San Antonio and got on a bus and pulled into Shepherd Air Force Base at 10 p.m., proceeded to in process until 8 a.m. the next day. All this after finding out that the airline had lost my luggage, the little bit of luggage that I went. So I get to spend the next 10 days of training in the one gray jogging suit that I had on me and 3 pairs of underwear that I had to borrow from other trainees and a pair of shorts and a t-shirt to sleep in. Some of the best things in my life have happened.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, I'm up next. Got 2 things to talk about, all right, that people don't know about. So I'm gonna put this around. It's in my office. Pass it around. In 1991, I went into military. And what people probably don't know about me is that my first duty station was in Germany. Before going to Germany, I graduated basic training. And my father and my mother came to basic training graduation, right? And that was in maybe like right around October, November of 91, right? So what people don't know, I'm going to talk about 2 moments that shaped me the most probably in my life in the military. So I go to Germany, and prior to going to Germany, I meet my son's mother for a short little stint there in Fort Bliss, Texas. And we don't have internet then, right? I go to Germany, snail mail, I get the letter. I'm pregnant. Snail mail. So I'm in Germany and I get this letter. I read it and I'm like, damn. So what ends up happening was about time where my son was going to be born. I leave from Germany and I have to make the choice about where I'm going to go, right? I'm going to go home to Indiana, see my parents, or I'm going to go to Fort Bliss to see my son being born. So I chose to go to Fort Bliss to see my son being born. Obviously for money reasons and things like that. And whatever, couldn't go to Indiana, both stops, whatever. But I end up not seeing my parents or anyone from my family for 3 years, from 1991 all the way until 1995. When I show up at the door for the first time in Indiana, last time I saw my parents was in basic training, I show up with a wife and a kid. Right. Those 4 years probably shaped me and made me the man I am today, more so than anything else. I think that was pivotal. So many different things about me. I didn't come home. I stayed in Germany, and I was over there with this joker over here too, right? Back in 1992, 93, right? And that's one pivotal piece I think shaped me the most. And then the second one was that I went to my last assignment. I ended up going to a place called Shiriki, Japan, in the middle of nowhere, right? And it's up adjacent by Russia. You got the Sea of Japan up here. You got Russia. The assignment was based on radar shooting into Russia, spying on Russia and all this other stuff, right? But the reason I mentioned that, I went out there and I was only attached to civilians, no military folks. Now, prior to that, a first sergeant had an HHB, which is a headquarters. I had over 100 some odd soldiers in a headquarters unit. And all of a sudden they send me out to the middle of nowhere. And now I got 160 contractors. I think that was the second pivotal piece in shaping me into where I am, because I get out there, there's no rank involved. So I've been going for 15, 16, 17 years. Hey, soldier, get down, do this, do that, whatever. That's what they do. The rank structure is there. Shut up, push, whatever that looks like. Don't talk back, all this other stuff that was there. And I get out there, there's nothing but civilians. So now I got to reform my leadership and start to navigate through that process as, hey, there's no rank. We got to use the carrot stick method. And I feel like that one assignment probably shaped me the best to come out and do what I'm doing right now with you guys. That was getting me ready for the next journey, the next level, which is being out with civilians. So I think that's the reason why I pivoted so easy out the military, because I had experienced that for about 2.5 years. Most people come out the military, they're stuck in a rut, they don't know what to do. I feel like that one assignment just segue into what I'm doing now. So those are the two moments that really shaped me the most, the beginning and the ending for bigger and better things. So that's my story. Go get George Bell. If y'all don't know, does anybody not know him? All right. Obviously, I just told y'all we've been knowing each other since 1992. He was with me when he first started real estate. He went on to bigger, better things. He's a owner of Red Door Realty, but he's always gonna be part of the war team. So I'm gonna let him do his thing here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here. This is my family. This is where I got started, real estate, but in my military. So I'm gonna take you back into time. 1990, I did basic training right here at Fort Bliss. Back then, George Theater was the last road. Zaragoza was the bonfire road. And I was dating Hank's high school girls back then. Now I'm gonna move you up 19, 20, 21 years. I was what is called a Chief Warrant Officer in the Army. My job was capabilities and limitations. When I received this award, for being at the battery. I was at the battery for a little while, then I got promoted, I moved to the battalion for a couple of years. When I got the award, I got a big plaque, a coin, and I got my OER, which is an officer evaluation report, said I was amazing. And I got an MSM, which is a Meritorious Service Medal. It's one of the higher medals you can get at peacetime, okay? I get all of this, but let's go back to how did this came about. I'm the BRC being the Battalion Readiness Center OIC, right? Capabilities, limitation. Colonel gets you ready for war. Command Sergeant Major is compliance. He's the broker of the unit. There's a major who's the XO, he has the purse. There's a major who is the S3, he does the movements. There's another sergeant major who does manpower, he's the S3 sergeant major, and then there's me. So there's 6. We're considered the big 6 that do everything. The colonel calls me to his office and he asks me, okay, we're gonna have an event. Chief, when we get to this intersection, what should we do? Based on capabilities and limitations, when we get to the intersection, we should take a left. He said, okay, got it. let's call the big six in. We have a meeting. Colonel says, when we get to this intersection, we're gonna take a break and move straight ahead. I look at him, but then I look out the window. I say, this Mike Foxtrot right here. He don't take none of my advice. In 6 months, same thing. We got an event. Chief come in. I give him my advice. I go to the meeting. He does the opposite of what I say. This goes on for 2 years. And then I'm getting ready to PCS. I get a special assignment. They give me the awards that I mentioned earlier. There's a break room, right? And so we're gonna have a reception. I go to the break room. They got all the cheeses and meats. They got some pizzas. They got some beer. When I give him advice and he never takes it, I start to feel resentment. I got stuff in my chest. So when he calls me, I'm like, why is this Mike Foxtrot calling me? He ain't gonna take my advice anyway. I get my award. I catch him in the back. And I say, sir, I didn't even know that you valued me this much. Everything I told you to do, you went the opposite way. He pulls me in close. He says, Chief, I don't pay you to tell me what to do. I pay you to give me options. And there's nobody in the battalion who gave me options like you. Now all my stuff is relaxed. Everything that I was carrying for the wrong reason. Because that's the biggest lesson that I learned in the military. Just give my advice and let them do what they're gonna do. So then you fast forward. I get here to the war team. I'm with Ben, who's my friend, but in the office, we're doing business. Ben is my team leader. So he asked me for my advice, I give it to him. If I hear stuff on the street, I give it to him. Ben will come back with a plan. He might use a quarter. He's gonna do a whole lot of Ben and some stuff that he read. I'm not gonna be upset because he didn't use my old idea. I'm gonna be grateful that he used a little bit, and if he used none of it, that's fine too. He becomes my broker, we move forward. We're broker owners together, here comes the other part. While he may just use a little bit of my ideas based on my performance, based on my experience, now he say, hey, you in the other building, do it how you want to because I trust you, based on the experience and based on my performance. You understand? A lot of us may be sitting around saying, I wish Ben would do this. I wish he would do that. Don't be holding that stuff in your chest. Write it down. What are the rewards? What are the risks? Because when you become the broker, you're going to do it the way you want to do it. When I became the broker, I did it the way I wanted to do it. And guess what? I got people under me saying, I wish he would do it like this. You understand what I'm saying? I started here at the war team. I already had a great military experience behind me. It's been a great ride with Ben. He's still my mentor. And if it wasn't for the war team, I wouldn't be the broker I am today. My name is George Bell. I'm a war team alumni. I'm a broker and owner, and I'm CW3 retired. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, did we miss anybody? I don't think we missed anybody. Okay, so that really concludes our meeting. I just want to say thank you to all the veterans. Thank y'all for showing up. It's something a little bit different, something we've never done before. I'm sure there's probably more stories they can tell, and some stories we can't tell, right? Can't tell. But thank y'all for being here, and this concludes the meeting today. Thank you. All right, give us
One thing.
Are you a veteran?
sure. Can we do our push-ups? Can we end with our push-ups? Oh, we got to do push-ups too, right?
Oh, yeah.
We go do it right here. Oh, we got something for you guys too. Go ahead. We got something for the veterans too. If y'all can.
Okay, so just a very quick announcement. Last week and for the last month, we have been asking for your support when it comes to the Thanksgiving giveaways. And thank you for you all that have already contributed. I was notified this morning that we have been blessed with, instead of 500 meals, now there's gonna be 1,000 that are going to be distributed, but we still need help. Because technically this is this big law firm that donated, instead of 500, they decided to go with 1,000, but we still need to come up with all the sides and that goes with the Thanksgiving dinner. So even though, yes, these brokerage have made great contributions, there's still a few agents that if you can, we try to make it pretty much promoted in every closing. You can donate. You don't have to wait for a closing. If you can, please go ahead and donate. They need our help. The goal, and again, if you can participate, go. It's going to be on November 22nd. Technically, $50 equals one meal. But if you cannot donate $50, $20, $10, whatever you can. Right now, they need our help. They need our support. They're really trying to revamp so they can come out with the money. So please, if you haven't, go ahead and resend the link. Remember, this is a tax deduction, so you can use it for your taxes.
Thank you, appreciate it. We got a small token of appreciation for these guys. Thank you for your service, sir. Jaylene worked hard on this. Everybody give Jaylene a hand. Thank you for your service, sir. All right, somebody take a picture of these handsome guys. All right, I keep on forgetting. All right, thank you guys. All right, that concludes our meeting there.
That's fine.
That's your son?
Yeah, all of them.
I'm gonna post this picture on social media today. If you see it, give a comment or two, give it some love. All right. And thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for joining. Where the kids at? Stephanie. We're ready. I'm ready. I've been practicing. Come on, let's do these push-ups. She's going to get kids. Come on, get these push-ups. We're ready. We got a whole audience to count for us too. How many we doing? Come up to the middle. Okay. Martez, we too close. Are you counting?
You counting? Okay,
You
I'll
count?
count. How many? You tell me.
How many we doing?
15?
15?
All right.
We ready?
Ready?
Oh, my bones are cracking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't. Where's the brother? 6, 7.
My bones are popping like
9, 10. 5 more. 5 more.
I did my 15, Martez.
11. Okay, you're good. 12. Come on. 13. Ah, you did it. You did it.
Oh, good job. High five.